Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Kelvin here. So, a while ago, Mabel Oscar commented this on one of my videos. I invest in Singapore pool every few days. Sometimes I lose money, so I'm just dollar averaging at the moment. The comments were like, this deserves talk. A like for you sir, this comment is golden. Now obviously, we all know that this comment is just a joke, but judging from the number of likes this comment has, I can't tell whether it's a joke anymore. In fact, this is one of the most liked comments in the history of my channel. Naturally, it made me curious whether investing in Singapore pools is a good investment or not. So I decided we need to go deeper. In this video, I will explore whether buying the lottery is better than investing in stocks. Of course not. What's the actual win rate between lottery and stock investing? And if buying lottery is bad, why are there so many aunties and uncles still interested in buying lottery? Finally, I'll also give you my own take on this whole situation. Sounds good? So, without further ado, let's start right now. Let's start by checking out the chance of winning the lottery in Singapore. For total first prize, you have a 1 in 14 million chance of winning. 4D, you have 1 in 10k chance of winning. Singapore Sweep, 1 in 3.2 million chance of winning. I don't know about you, but the chance of winning seems a little low to me. You even have a better chance of finding a girlfriend than winning the lottery. Just saying. But wait, here's another thought. What if you buy every number? Then you will definitely win the grand prize, right? It's like you won't lose if you buy up every number. So I went to check online and here's what I found. Dinesh from Dollar and Cents actually went and calculated how much you would have won if you had invested in 4D. Here's the expected return. If you bet $1 on every small bet, you will get back 58 cents. Or it actually means you will lose 42 cents. And if you bet $1 on a small bet, you will only get back $0.659. Or it means that you will lose $0.341. So for 4D, in the best case scenario, you will get a negative 34% return, which is quite bad. What about Toto then? Every year, there's a few $1 million Toto Hongbao draw, right? And every time, the queue for Singapore pool was so long that you would think Singaporeans love queuing for stuff. Wait, that's actually quite true.
This is home, truly.
Anyway, Ming Feng from Sydney went to calculate how much you have won if you have bought every number for the $8 million Toto in 2020. Check this out. If you have bought every number to win the jackpot, you will have lost almost $2 million. And if you bought every number to win Group 7, you will have lost $51. So for Toto, the best case scenario is to spend $14 million to win the jackpot, but you will make a negative 14% return, which doesn't sound too bad until you realize that the jackpot money has to be shared among all the winners. This is what the Chinese like to say, 西北险. Okay, so that was our chances of winning the lottery. But now, let's take a look at our chances of winning in stocks. To do a fair comparison, we will need to find out what's the expected return if we invest in every stock in the world. And just so happens, there's a way to do that. And no, it's not by spending $1 to buy every stock in the world. That would incur some godlike trading fees. Instead, a better way is to look for an ETF that has as many stocks in the world as possible. By the way, just in case you blur and don't know what's an ETF, basically an ETF is just a basket of stocks. It could be a basket of technology stocks like the BGT, or a basket of Singapore stocks like STI ETF. Think of your ETF like your McDonald's BTS set meal. This set comes with fries, drinks with the BTS packaging, nuggets with the BTS packaging, and sauce with the BTS packaging. Basically, everything with the BTS packaging except for your fries. So that's an ETF that tracks almost all the stocks in the entire world, and that's Vanguard Total World Stock ETF, or VT. It contains 9,051 stocks, which is over 9,000. The top stocks are your usual Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Facebook, and so on. Okay, let's check out its performance. Since inception in 2008, VT gave around 8% annualized return. I know what you're thinking. Che, 8% only ha? My Tesla gave 800% in 2020 lah. Yes, to be fair, 8% is super low. It's basically like a flat line when compared to Tesla. But that 8% has already outperformed all the 4D Toto and so on. Here's another stat. Since the 1920s, the S&P 500 has given an annualized return of 10% a year. This included all the bad times like World War II, Korean War, Cuban Missile Crisis, tech bubble, global financial crisis, and of course, even the latest pandemic. Yup, the stock market is super resilient. Despite the world almost ending multiple times, the market still manages to make a lot of investors big. That's something that you will never see in the lottery. you want to copy pick through Singapore Pool you wait long, you wait. On top of that, it was found that bull markets have occurred for 78% for the past 91 years. So basically, it just means that 78% of the time, you will make money if you invested in good stocks of course. So I think that it's super duper clear that investing in stocks is better than buying lottery. But of course, it's not that simple, right? Otherwise, you won't see all the long queues at Singapore Pool already lor. All your aunties and uncles, including my Chai Fan auntie, will be signing up to Moomoo or Tiger Broker to get their free stock, link in the description down below. And they will invest in stuff like S&P 500 and 稳稳价 10% a year bihun now. Here's one thing I've noticed, people who tell you that the stock market is risky are the same people who will buy lottery themselves. Like my uncle would say, boy, don't follow other people buy stocks later you burn your hand. Oh, by the way, later you go down help me buy 10 big, 10 small on 6969 Nice. Here's the thing, stock investing has such a bad reputation because newbies will go and anyhow invest. They will do Wall Street bets kind of stuff like apes together strong, then buy high and sell low. So much so that our Warren Buffett koko and Charlie Munger uncle had to come out and scold us. They'd be like, oh you know, stop gambling with stocks lah. The main reason people lose money in the stock market is because when they see stocks, they only see the ticker symbol and the price and that's the only thing that they see. Peter Lynch has once said this, a share or stock is not a lottery ticket, it's part ownership of a business. Basically, when you buy a stock, you are buying part of the company. Imagine it like this, if your friend asks you to invest in his Chai Fan store, you won't ask nonsense like, tomorrow I can sell my share at $1.20 Will there be a short squeeze on your store No right, you will ask important questions like, how much money your Chai Fan store is making? How are you attracting new customers? Will there be a Chai Fan auntie to call everyone 帅哥美女? So, to those who think that the stock market is risky, yes, it's risky if you do not research about the company. There's basically no difference between investing in stocks and buying lottery tickets. Both are the same strategy. You just tikam or choose your picks based on whatever your ancestors told you in your dream last night. But if you do your due diligence, you study everything about the company that you are buying into, you will be able to greatly increase your odds of winning in the stock market. What does this all mean? It means that if you lose money in lottery, it just means that you are not lucky. That's all. But if you lose money in stocks, then it just means that you start investing lor. Just kidding. It just means that you have to do more research into the stock that you are buying. So why do people still buy lottery then? Basically, it's still to this phrase, 有买有希望 Go buy, go hope to win. It was found that in America, more people from lower income groups will buy lottery. Here, we can see that 28% of households under 30k income spend on lottery, while only 18% of households with more than 75k income spend on lottery. Another study showed the same thing. People from lower socio-economic status had the highest rate of buying lottery. I can't find any stats for Singapore, but I suspect that this should be the same. Basically, here's the thing, lottery is just a poor man's tax. The rich pay a higher tax, right? But because of lotteries, the lower income group will also contribute to nation building through Singapore Pool. Don't believe me? Check this out. On Singapore Pool website, you will find this. As a not-for-profit organisation, we are a major source of funding in Singapore's nation building years. Your Singapore Indoor Stadium and Esplanade was funded by our aunties and uncles' hard-earned money. Nice. The lower income group feels trapped and they feel that the only way to escape poverty is to buy lottery, which is actually quite sad because by buying lottery, it actually lowers their chances of escaping poverty. Let's say you spend 1k on 4D every year, you can expect to only get back $659 and over 20 years, your 20k will become 13k $180. But if you invest 1k in S&P 500, which gives an average of 10% every year, over 20 years, you will get 69k $730. Well, Singapore Pool can say stuff like play responsibly, but I know that this doesn't work most of the time. People will continue to buy lottery and lose a lot of money over the long term. Compare that to investing, where the common advice is to lump sum invest or all in your money into the stock market, then let the market grow your money. But then you will say, Che, you say so much, only know how to complain only. Here are my suggestions. Number 1, in many overseas countries, there exists something called price-linked savings account. Basically, by saving money with them, you get some chances to play the lottery. For example, Yota Bank gives you 1 ticket every week for every $25 saved. after that, it's basically like Toto. If you pick the correct numbers, you win the grand prize. Otherwise, you win smaller prizes. Sounds good, right? Too bad Singapore doesn't have this currently. If Singapore implements this in the future, that would be great. In the meantime, if you want to escape poverty, investing is one of the easiest ways to do so. But many people think that investing is hard and it's very risky and stuff. Then they will also say, I don't know how to invest leh, like very hard leh. Don't worry, because I got you. I've already made a video sharing all the easy ways you can invest as a lazy person. You can check it up here if you want, but I will give you a quick summary. Basically, if you don't know how to invest, you can invest in index funds or ETF, like the S&P 500 ETF or STI ETF. The idea is that you won't pick the wrong stocks if you pick everything. Another method is investing through a robo-advisor like StashAway and Syfe. These robo-advisors have complex algorithms which will help you manage your investments so you don't have to. It will allow you to spend more quality time with your goldfish. Or you can also invest in active funds like Arcade, where the fund manager will do all the work like researching, buying, selling and rebalancing portfolios. All these methods makes investing super easy, barely an inconvenience. But with that being said, I'm not saying that you should avoid buying lottery altogether. I guess you could still buy lottery, especially when there's a huge prize pool. As they say, you might, you see one, got buy, got hope to win. Just remember to play responsibly ho. And that's all for today. Do you dollar cost average into the lottery? Let me know down in the comments below. Like, share and subscribe as I'll be posting new videos every Monday and Friday.